The way we tell stories shapes us, and this is mine. It's one of healing, correcting skin conditions, and restoring confidence. The story began with me searching for a natural solution for my nephew's eczema. During COVID, I became obsessed with a remedy rooted in my family's traditions, shea butter. What I discovered would change everything. Hi, my name is Adama, and I'm the founder of STORÍ of Africa. To me, STORÍ of Africa is more than a skincare brand. It's about celebrating, preserving, and sharing the ingredients and the skincare traditions from the continent of Africa. One of my earliest memories is when I would get ready for school. I'd rub the shea butter all over my body. Well, actually, only on the parts that you could see when I wore my school uniform. And my mum would check and say, she would ask me, have you put cream on your body? That's what she called cream shea butter. And I would say, yes, I have. And she would just pull down my socks and she could see the difference between the part of my body that I had put shea butter on and the part that I hadn't. So that wasn't often, that happened quite a bit. And so that's probably one of my earliest memories. So during COVID, I had a lot of spare time. So I was experimenting and formulating shea butter and different oils and fragrances. And my friends and family were very willing to actually test. I wanted feedback, to feedback on what I was formulating to see, did it work, did it not, how I could improve it. And the feedback became requests. They started saying, well, actually, can you make a bit more? What you're making is not enough, I need more. And that's when I realized, oh, I feel like I'm onto something. So I started making more and I thought, and one of my friends said, why don't you try selling this? So I thought, okay, why not? So I actually had my first stall at a community festival just to see if anyone else besides my family and friends would be interested. And it went well. People who I didn't know, who weren't obligated to buy, actually bought it. And I just took it from there. I don't have any background in skincare. I work in social policy at the moment and in working with community. That's my background. My family is from West Africa, Sierra Leone, so that's my connection to the ingredients. And I'm really passionate about making sure that there's different voices, especially about the continent of Africa. There's one narrative that we hear all the time, and I think that's not enough. We're a diverse continent, and we really want as many voices, as many stories from the continent to be shared, and that's what I hope to do with this brand. We started as just shea, and really our mission has been always to use ingredients from the continent of Africa. But what I realized was actually missing was sharing how those ingredients are used, where they're from, the stories, the cultures, the traditions of the people who actually source those ingredients, where these ingredients come from. So the transition from just shea to STORÍ of Africa really is about me leaning into my heritage, leaning more into the stories of the people from the continent of Africa, leaning into the stories of the ingredients, of where they're used, the people who use them, how they're used, and sharing that, because there's so much heritage there. There's so many rich stories that we can share. And there's a lot that people don't know. So this is our chance to really sing a song of Africa to the rest of the world. Shea butter is actually unique to West Africa and a small part of East Africa. It's primarily produced by women. So women are the ones who will collect the shea nut when it falls from the tree, and in groups they actually produce it. So the production includes boiling it, crushing it, and extracting the oil from the nut. It's actually quite a laborious process, and one person can't do it, and they do it as a group. So that communal nature is actually quite a beautiful thing. And what we're seeing is a lot of women actually form cooperatives, and they're manufactured in cooperatives, and the income they get from that sustains communities. I think what stands out about this brand is that it's rooted in authentic storytelling. It's rooted in ingredients from the continent of Africa, and the ingredients are used in a way that, one, they're not the backstory, they're the highlight of a product, and two, that they are the ingredients that we've been using for generations in the continent, but the rest of the world doesn't know. So uniqueness is actually rooted in the heritage of the products of the continent and the skincare traditions. So you've heard my story. I'd like to hear from you. What story would you like to share with the world one day? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Bye.